Hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? It has been a little bit since I have been live. Things have been really busy with just with this business. Ah, there's Angela.
Hello.
Hello. Wow, I think this is the fastest it has actually ever worked for me. So I'm so excited.
That's awesome. I don't know what's happened. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I actually it was watching you live two places. I'm not sure on one
Oh,
phone. I don't know what was
well,
going on.
well,
Hello,
hopefully.
Christian.
How are you? Doing good.
Look, it is an amazing day when you open your eyes up in the morning,
It,
right? So many people don't have that opportunity every morning. So
yeah,
we're blessed and thankful that we have that opportunity today to make a difference, no matter how small or how big it is.
yeah,
So
it truly is. We are so blessed.
absolutely.
uh, okay, so I didn't even get a chance to mention because this happened so fast this time. Normally I'm struggling and rambling and babbling before someone comes on. But everybody, this is my friend Angela. Angela lives in South Carolina. I'm going to say, hopefully I say your name, Lambosis.
That's it.
Yes.
You got it.
Yes, that's what okay. I hate it when I say names wrong, so I just wanted to make sure. But she is an absolute sweetheart, and she has been with Laval a long time. And, honestly, somebody that I've known for many years, but haven't really gotten to know. And so, we've been connecting more lately. And I've always followed her journey, and she's an amazing promoter, successful promoter with this business as well, and just always so inspiring and love listening to her. So Angela, if you wouldn't mind telling everybody a little bit about you and kind of how you were introduced initially to the Thrive experience in Laval.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for all of those
Yeah.
amazing words, Chris Ann. That really
Oh.
means a lot. Um, so I started 8 years ago. It's been a little over 8 years. I would believe it was March 20th, 2017. And I was the person who said no for a long time. I had my friend reaching out to me saying, you need to try this, you're going to feel amazing. And meanwhile, she and I went on vacations together, just women's trips. And honestly, the only thing we did was sleep and go out for dinner, and sleep and go out for dinner. And because we were both so exhausted that we just couldn't even function when we got to the beach. Like, we would go to the beach together and that's all we would do. So when she found this, she's like, you need to try this. And I'm like, nope. Now look, I'm not going to say the names of the other companies that I've tried, but I've tried a lot of products, okay? And I've spent a lot of money on things that were going to help me feel better, that were going to help me lose weight, that were going to help do, with anything, because I was miserable, okay? I can't even capitalize that enough. I was probably the most miserable person you've ever met in your life, and you would not even want to be around me. It's
Wow.
just, yeah, it was bad.
I can't imagine that.
It was really bad. So I'm like, nope, I'm not paying for something that's not going to work. I've tried all this stuff. I don't want to spend my money. I don't have the money to spend. We had 2 kids in college at the time. And we were sinking, literally sinking every week financially. And so she says, okay. And she just kept coming back and coming back and coming back. And then I started stalking her, and I started seeing how, she had 3 littles at the time, and she had so much energy, and she was like doing all these things. And I was like, dang it. Like, I wish something would work for me like it did for her. And she came back at me again. And she's like, you got to try this. And I said, fine, I'll try your crap. And I'm going to prove to you it doesn't work. And I ate crow on that because day one, the first thing I noticed was I didn't have a headache. And if people knew me, I always had a headache. And they were pretty bad headaches. Some days I couldn't get out of bed. And they were horrible, but I noticed I didn't have a headache. And I also noticed that I had more energy. And my husband came home from work and he says, what are you doing? And I just kind of looked at him and I go, what do you mean? Here, meanwhile, I'm cleaning out closets and cupboards and like doing all this stuff. And he said, no, Ange, you're not laying on the couch. You don't have a headache today? And I said, no. And he said, well, what are you on? Like, what did you take? Is it legal? And I said, of course it's legal. Because again, if you know me, I don't do anything that's illegal. So it just rolled from there. And what I did was my 3-day sample was up. She gave me a 3-day sample. And my 3-day sample was up. And I knew I did not want to go another day without this. And I had $150 left on our credit card before it maxed out. And I went on and I ordered. But when I did it all wrong. So listen, y'all, if you're even thinking about this, make sure you talk to somebody. Don't be Ange. Okay, I ordered wrong, but I hit the promoter button before I even talked to her. And I get this phone call. I thought I was going to get something for free. You know how some companies give you like this for free or that for free, right? I thought I was going to get something for free. Y'all, you don't get anything for, well, you do now. At the time, I got nothing for free, okay, for hitting it. And she called me and she's like, do you know what you did? And I'm like, I hit the promoter button. I thought something was going to be there for free. It wasn't. It's fine, whatever. And she's like, well, let me ask you a question. You feel good, yeah? And I go, I feel amazing. Like, I haven't felt this good. Do you think I would have bought it? And she's like, well, could you use $1,300 extra in, you know, this coming month? And I'm like, well, of course I could. I got 2 kids through college. And she's like, I said, what do I got to do? She goes, all you got to do is tell people how good you feel and how it's changed your life. And for 8 years, that's all we've been doing is talking about how good we feel. And because, y'all, I am 52 years old now. I was 44 when I started this. I turned 52 this June, and I feel better at 52 than I did at 32. And you're not going to understand it until you experience it. This is an experience. You have to experience it. You can try to believe Chrisanne and myself. You're not going to, like, you're just going to go flipping right past, right? But if you want to feel really good, you have to experience this.
100%. Like, our stories are so much alike, you know, and just, you know, we're about the same age. I'm a little bit older, and just how you feel, like it's so crazy. Like, you have to experience it for yourself. And, you know, and here we're just talking about the Thrive experience, you know, like that has been life changing for us, for so many people. But what I'm also, or it's not just myself, but what we're on here to talk about is our new system, or My GLP. And I find it, Angela, I don't know if it's just me, but it's so hard to kind of pick what to talk about when I'm sharing with people, because we have so many incredible options that make you feel like $1,000,000. And so it, you know, really depends on your goal. And I mean, you just heard what it did, what just the Thrive experience did. So, so My GLP, I'm sure you've probably seen the buzz, the transformations. It's an incredible new system that we have, a 4-step system. And so we've always talked about the 3 steps with Thrive, but it's a 4-step system meant to raise your GLP-1 and GIP levels holistically, naturally, no shots, no prescriptions. So I want to make that clear to people because a lot of times people hear that and they think automatically that's a shot or prescription. This is not. This is supplementation. This is, and I'll show you right here what it is. So this is capsules that we take first thing in the morning, and then we have a shake mix that we take 20 to 40 minutes later. And then we have this strip, which is actually, I take it in the afternoon. It's kind of a pick me up, but it helps boost those GLP levels, fight off those afternoon cravings. I freaking love this little strip. I love it all, but I, I love this. And then the DFT as well, which I got mine on my wrist today. And some of us put it on at night and we're for 24 hours. Some put it on during the day. So you just kind of have to find what works for you with this system. But this is a holistic approach to raise those levels. As we get older, our body doesn't produce as much of the GLP hormone. Men, women, it just, like anything else, it kind of tanks. And so this has helped boosting these levels 24/7 with these 4 steps, which is super exciting that it does that. So what's it going to do for you? Well, the number one reason that people want this is for weight management, weight loss, to lose the inches. I mean, that's the main goal, but it's got incredible appetite control, helps cut out the food noise, helps with inflammation support, helps with your mental focus and energy. I mean, those are a few of the things that it's helping with. And so that's what the system is meant to do. So Angela, I'm going to turn it back over to you. And if you would, talk about your GLP experience, and I'd love to hear a little bit about your husband's too.
Oh, well,
So
we might be able to get him out here if he wants to come out.
That'd be awesome.
Jason, can you come out here, please? So my GLP experience goes a little something like this. Like, I had gained back a little bit of weight like last year. Look, we just moved to Myrtle Beach, so I feel for like the first year you live like you're on vacation, and so that's what we were doing, and it didn't really go so well for us. Okay, so we gained a little bit of our weight back because we weren't watching what we were eating and what we were putting in our mouth and what we were drinking. So I was looking for something. I mean, I already loved the Thrive, right? But I knew that I just needed something to trick my body. Just a tool, just to trip it, get those hormones going. I've been through menopause. I had a hysterectomy at the age of 25 years old. My hormones are a disaster, okay? Remember, I told you I was miserable, I was horrible before, right? But my hormones are tanked, okay? I have them. So I was looking for something, and this was right about the time that all of these companies were coming out with this really easy thing that you can just inject, right? And I was like, maybe. And I had to like remind myself, like, you don't like shots. You went to nursing school and quit because you had to give shots. Like, and then when I had those really bad headaches, I actually had shots at my house for my headaches, and I couldn't give them to myself because my husband would have to do it, okay? So how is this gonna work out for me? I'm thinking probably not very well, right? And so Jason and I started this together. She would like your story as well. So we started this together, and we do meal prep. We watch what we eat for the most part. Don't get me wrong. There's times when we, splurge a little bit. But what we've noticed is that it's curbing our appetite, at least mine. I'll let him tell his own story. It's curbing our appetite. It is giving me like focus like crazy. I'm getting so much done around this house, and I'm down 10 pounds. I'm not counting March, because March in our house was just horrific. So that's off the, so from January to February, I lost 10 pounds. I lost a ton of inches. I'm fitting into clothes that I haven't fit into in over a year. And it's just been an amazing experience. And it's super easy. That's the other thing that I like about it. It's just really easy to remember to do. Like, we set our stuff out, and every night before we go to bed, our capsules and our shake are out. And then when we get up in the morning, the activation strips there. Before we go to bed, we put our patch on, because we do ours before bed. So you want to come over and give your story, honey? You get to meet Chris-Ann.
Nothing like the spur of the moment here.
Yeah, right?
My husband would be like, what?
Yeah. No, he's
Hey,
used to
Jason.
it. He's used to it.
I'm used to it. Yeah, I'm used to getting thrown in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I'm such a people person. Said no one ever. So, like Ann said, we've been doing this about 8 years. I was a skeptic when I first started. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to work. I had years of supplements through stores that I won't mention their names. I mean, I got Christmas cards from them. That's how much product I bought back in the day. Years of lifting weights and doing amateur strongman. So, I mean, I was a supplement junkie. So I'm like, there's no way that 3 simple steps could give you what you need in 20 minutes and be done. So I watched Ange for about 3 weeks, not knowing that she had already ordered me a month's supply. And it showed up, and I wasn't a day 1 thriver. I wasn't a day 7. By day 10, I was really pissed because I felt absolutely nothing. 21 days it took for it to kick in, and it was small. I didn't fall asleep watching the nightly news like I had every other night, because I'd start my day at like 4 a.m. So by 6:30, I was tired. And then it just snowballed. I kicked the caffeine habit. I was,
No more coffee.
I was like a 2-pot a day kind of coffee drinker. I don't drink coffee anymore. So 8 years later, and 100+ products they've come out with and expanded on it, and they've built on what they had, which is good for people that are in fitness. They came out with the Fit line, and the creatine gummies are nice, and the amino acids, I can't think of what they are right now. The Sculpt product is good. So they've really come a long way in the 8 years that we've been with them. The new GLP we started. So last year I did the Ultimate Thriver. I dropped 32 pounds doing the Ultimate Thriver last year. I did it again this year, and I lost about 12. And I eat what I want. I just, the old me, I could sit down and eat a whole pizza pie. The new me eats like 2 slices. But we still eat what we want. I still have cocktails when I feel like it. So, that's my kind of story. I mean, that's my story.
You lost a lot of inches.
I lost a lot.
I
I carried all my weight in my midsection, and that's, almost gone now. But, we eat what we want. We drink what we want. I don't go a day without it, because, people wouldn't survive around me if I did. So that's my story in a nutshell. You're welcome.
Thank you.
That's
Bye,
awesome.
nice
Thank
meeting
you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
There, you got a 2 for 1 today,
Yes.
Kristen.
That's awesome. I'm going to have to drop your pictures in the comments, because it looks like it's your transformation, both of you, your pictures. That's what it's kind of crazy about this system is, well, I only lost 5 pounds. I only lost 10 pounds, but you look like you lost twice as much. But
it's all the
it's mind-blowing.
inflammation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And inflammation leads to other issues. And so if we can get rid of the inflammation out of our bodies, of course we're going to feel better, and we're going to look better, because all that bloat and yuck is gone.
Right.
So, I have this conversation a lot with people that I'm coaching about. Stop stepping on the scale all the time, because all you do is frustrate yourself. Instead, measure yourself. Measure your body, and then put it away for a month. Measure your body again. Look at the inches that you've lost, not necessarily the weight on the scale, because we all know muscle mass is a lot smaller than fat mass, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you're going to lose the weight, yes, but you're going to keep, which is one big thing, you're going to keep your muscle mass, which is
That's
one thing,
huge.
it's humongous, because right now, this is where, like you said earlier, everything decreases, hormones decrease, muscle mass decreases, you know, your body is, it's getting older. That's what happens,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we need to continue building that. And this is a great tool to help you do that.
Yes, and that's the other thing too. I mean, nothing against the shots or prescriptions at all, because I know it's helped a lot of people. But that
Absolutely.
is one thing, you know, people lose that muscle mass, and I mean, it's just different. And whereas this is formulated to help that, and so you know, I've really noticed that just in taking it myself and loving the results. So I just love your story, your spirit, everything about you. It's just amazing. And a couple things. So if you're watching this, and so number one, you can earn your product for free. And so if you refer a couple of friends, so let's say your husband orders and you have one friend, like there you go. You can actually earn your product for free, which is crazy, an amazing benefit. It's always been that way since this company's been around. Like they haven't changed anything, they haven't taken away. And also right now, if you've never experienced our products before, you don't have an account, you can save $50 right out of the gate on any of our systems or products. And Angela and I, you know, either one of us, we can fill you in on the details there with that promo, which I think it's my new favorite promo.
I
Because
know,
they've
me
been.
too.
Okay, so to wrap this up, so let's say you've got an on the fence skeptic, former Angela on the fence skeptic watching right now. What would you tell them?
You got to just try it. You got to experience it.
Yeah.
And look, I get it. Like, I loved Jen, right? And I trusted Jen, and I still told her no. And sometimes it's just embarrassing because you don't want to ask for help, and you think that you can do it all naturally, and you think that if you eat well and you exercise well, you know, that you're going to be okay. Well, here's the thing. We use toothpaste to brush our teeth, right? On our toothbrush. It's a tool to get our teeth clean, right? So you can use Thrive, the 3 steps, the 4 steps, whatever you choose, you can use Thrive as your tool to get you to feel better. And you can eat healthy, and you can still exercise, and you can get the results that you want, and you don't need to be embarrassed about it. Like, that's what we're here to help with. We're not salespeople. I tell people I do not sell anything. I will share with you my experience, and I will share with you what I recommend for you based on what you want, but I'm not going to sell you. I'm not going to beg you, right? Because I know I didn't appreciate it before when it was done to me, and I had to come to that realization myself, right? And so, but don't be embarrassed just to ask questions. Get the information that you need to make an informed decision. And maybe 3 steps, 4 steps, not in your budget, but we got something that is, and we can give you recommendations on something that is, especially with that new $50 off promo code.
Yes, absolutely. Well, wonderful. Well, I thank you so much for hopping on with me, hopping on this with me kind of last minute here. It was wonderful. And I got bonus Jason on here too, so that even better. But yeah, if you have any questions, just shoot us a message and we'd be happy to help. So
Awesome.
have a great Tuesday.
Bye. Thanks,
Bye.
honey. See ya.
Thank you.